Coming in at number 7 is respiratory protection. Confined spaces, dust-filled shops, and other environments that can make the simple act of breathing dangerous are all in a day's work for some industrial workers. While keeping contaminants such as harmful dusts, fogs, fumes, mist gases, smoke sprays, and vapors out of the air workers breathe is the first line of defense, proper respiratory protection is also essential. If re-engineering a task or equipment fails to provide a safe working environment, employers must provide appropriate respiratory protection for every employee who might be exposed to harmful contaminants. The 7 key elements that every respiratory protection program should contain are a written plan detailing how the program will be administered, a complete assessment and knowledge of respiratory hazards that will be encountered in the workplace, procedures and equipment to control respiratory hazards, including the use of engineering controls and work practices designed to limit or reduce employee exposure to such hazards. Guidelines for the proper selection of appropriate respiratory protective equipment, an employee training program covering hazard recognition, the dangers associated with respiratory hazards, and proper care and use of respiratory protective equipment. Inspection, maintenance, and repair of respiratory protective equipment, medical evaluation to determine an employee's ability to use a respirator, ensure fit testing occurs prior to initial use whenever a different respirator face piece is used, and at least annually thereafter. Before a respiratory protection program is initiated, it is important to first understand the types of respiratory hazards inherent to your industry. There are 3 basic classifications of respiratory hazards: oxygen-deficient air, particulate contaminants, and gas and vapor contaminants. Respiratory protective devices vary in design, application, and protective capability. Therefore, you must assess the inhalation hazard and understand the specific use limitations of available equipment to assist in proper selection. And that's another Safety Saturday moment. Until next week, stay safe.